Hi, good evening. Hi, Shankar. All right, I'm set. Hi, Yogesh. Long time. Hi, Mr. Bajwa. Hi, Vikas. Jessica, Mr. Prad. Hi, Gopal. Hmm. Hi, Radhika. So first thing first, yesterday I showed one script which uh, many people said that they were struggling. So I'm going to share that script one more time. And I want you to check if you can work on that script without any issues. What's happening here? Yeah. So this was the script I'm going to go edit. And this was a script which I shared. So I'm going to share same thing one more time. Share. ES2 spy underscore script. Now I'm going to share the script in the chat. Just check if you can use the script. I'm going to respond to uh, here is the link for ES2 spy script on. Now I think you can use it. Hi Radhika, hi Devanshu, hi Vivek, Arun, Shanik. I'm talking and you cannot sleep? Okay, then you need to go into your room and sleep. You want to say hello to all the people? Say hello. Hello, my friends. Say hello. Come on. Hello. All right. So, guys, can you please check if you can use the script and let me know if you're still facing issues? In between, hasten it. My baby boy is gone. Hi, Lalita. So, all the morning earnings, we cannot do anything because they are done. We have Microsoft, AMD, Alphabet, Starbucks, uh, ES Arts. We can talk about them and maybe Boeing and MasterCard. Anyone else has anything other than that in mind? Do let me know because these are the section we can address tonight. So I'm looking into Microsoft, AMD, Alphabet, Starbucks, EA Sports, Boeing, and MasterCard. If you have anything else in mind, do let me know. All right. So hi Sandeep, hi Raghu. So let's go back to the sheet from yesterday. So again, 4900 came as a good support yesterday. 4901. Gopal, I'm only doing earnings for tomorrow, not on Friday. We'll look back at earnings on Friday, maybe on Thursday, not at this time. So yesterday my stop loss was 48.98. We held that and then we went on to hit 49.50. Apple was a sell on rise. Adobe did 626 today, almost came to 635, which is good. AMD was short, did work in that. Amazon did 161, gave you good idea. Alibaba held right there. I don't know what to say. Cat starting to move. Alphabet moved. IBM, I did not check. IWM move 199. It's close towards that. Meta, I was wrong, but I mentioned do not short about 394, 405. In the after hours, we are 405. We are late for UPS, yes. UPS, we are done. You cannot do anything on UPS now. Microsoft, again, I was wrong. Netflix, it came right. Stop loss was 562 and we entered. I suggested this and it worked out. 614 and above, it went for 640, will be around 640. PayPal worked well. Tesla was wrong. So this was the status from yesterday. So let's look for today. First one is Microsoft. So Microsoft earnings. Microsoft is right on the top of this channel. Okay, this is high Kenichi. I'll just convert this into. So it's taking out all the dodges, and let's look at the. Today I'm gonna add volume so that we know. So you see, there was dodges and the volume was less. Today we broke out and then we had some reasonable volume following. It's not like enormous volume, but a reasonable average volume. Also, if I let me just check on my other chart style. Let me see if it works. Yeah, because we are only focusing on 1 day charts. No, not this one. Yeah, so I'm adding a little bit of all the indicators just to see what we can see. So I have TDM squeeze, we have stochastic, DMI, everything is like super, super up on Microsoft. This is one chart I have, and right now it's clearly going higher, showing extreme support and strength. And here I'm going to bring my normal chart. This is the normal chart. Yes. So this is the normal chart, and this is now you see the DMI right here is extremely positive. It is showing us extremely good. Link appears to be broken. I don't know then what's the problem because I click on that link and um, it works, man. I don't know what's wrong. It is not for trading view. It is only for Thinkorswim. So here, DMI is extremely positive. TTM squeeze, people who follow it, extremely positive. RSI, extremely bullish. Stochastic, extremely bullish. Everything is extremely bullish in Microsoft. Now, expectations from Microsoft are uh, pretty clean. Expecting a revenue of 52 billion in the company reported revenue of 52.7 billion last quarter. Expectation is 61 billion. Okay. Analysts are expecting almost like 15% higher from 52. It's like uh 8 7.8 something uh billion increase, and they have beaten in last 4 of the 5 quarters. EPS will be 2.78 and 2.32. Now, Nvidia and SMCI and AMD and all the other chip stocks, they are selling humongous chips. Now, last time the cloud growth was incredible on the Microsoft side. The AI was kind of all right. This time, and they also increased the price of Office 365 features. And now all the analysts have increased their what you call price targets. Now, everybody's expecting a soaring growth from Microsoft AI and cloud. If AI and cloud works out, Microsoft can easily test 450. There's no issue in uh, that. But just keep in mind, it's a $3 trillion company now. $3 trillion is not a small number. It's almost equal to the fourth, fifth GDP in the world. So there are few factors which can have an impact on Microsoft. One is the AI regulations, which may come. Second is the translation of AI talks into the actual revenue. Third one is the gaming, like Activision. They just had a layoff announced, which is also mentioned right here on gaming. Like if the gaming was so solid, why they need to get rid of 2,000 people? So this is a possible headwind, but this headwind may not be like very big. The tailwind is AI and the cloud, which I think, looking at all these factors, is still extremely positive. Uh, and we will see some positive move on Microsoft, unless something disastrous comes out. Let's look at Microsoft's flow. Uh, I'm gonna pick up any dark pool and flow during the market. So there's a dark pool at 1 o'clock. So let's go and check the 1 o'clock dark pool on Microsoft. Or let's do one thing. Let's remove this. Again, it's gonna take a little bit of time. I'm gonna extract this data into a CSV, and let's see what comes out of that data. So here we have all the Microsoft flow. I'm going to spend 5 minutes on these 5 tickers so that we can talk about the flows. So here I'm only considering so we have sweeps and blocks. Uh, let's do one thing. I'm going to insert a pivot, new worksheet. What I want to know is uh, We have the symbol row, Microsoft, or let's say we need the expiry. Expiration date, we need calls and puts. In expiration, we need calls and puts, their volume, and their open interest. Where is OI? I don't need the sum of open interest. One second. I'm just trying to set up one thing so that I understand it clearly. Expiration date to 23/24. We'll check the open interest later. All right. So here we can see now we have 26. I'm not interested into 26 uh, calls. I am going to see anything where we have the most volume. I'm going to sort this by largest to smallest. So 2 to 2024. This has extreme volume. Okay, now 350, 3578 is on the A's. Double A's is 599. Sold are 75 and extremely sold are only 200, and that's on put. So it means, again, I'm just interpreting. I'm not like saying it's going to work out. I'm just trying to read this data. I think I can add one more feature here, which is the strike under the call input. Yeah, this makes much more clarity. Now, if we look at Microsoft, uh, these are calls for this week. So I'm going to analyze only for this week. All right. So this week calls, 380 calls were sold, 385 were sold, 415 calls, they were aggressively bought and sold. I need to see the open interest of this. What is the open interest here for the 415 calls? So you see on the call side, the A is pretty limited. Nobody is buying aggressively here on Microsoft. Okay. So let's drill down a little. Let's go down and clear this. This is the put. Now again, this is A, like at the ask, above the ask. Above the ask puts were not there, only 120. Above the like they were not sold. So the options were not sold aggressively at all on the put side. It's only 200, not a very big number. Okay, just the 200. Here we have put which are added 2360, and the maximum number of puts are at 400, which is strike. The count is 1247. Same thing, the open interest, which is, or the maximum trade which is happening is around 415, 410, 412. There's hardly any big data in any of these. So let me see if I can check on the open interest for them. So if I double click this row, select, yeah, this is the sweeps. You can see the AAs. This is the volume. The net volume is 3489, which we saw, and the open interest is 3503. So 3503 is the open interest which comes here. So this should be the unique or the distinct value. There should be distinct somewhere. Yeah, max of this should work. The open interest is there, and then the volume. Open interest is making it a little difficult things. Anyways, just by looking at this, I think maximum action is happening in 400, 410, 412. So I'm just going to go back on Microsoft and let's look at 410 puts and calls. Not a big dollar amount. 430 calls. Again, these are in white. It means the open interest is already there, so we don't know whether they are added or subtracted. If they were yellow or in purple, it's easier. So let me only choose multi-legs now. Let's see how many multi-legs we have. So multi-legs 440. They are calendar spreads. This is a calendar spread. Very small trade, like somebody's just trying to see the premium. This is 380, 355. This is a sell option, sell calendar spread. Person is selling 66 premium and buying 32 premium. So it's kind of his risk is only $2, but if it goes down, it will have good amount to cover because he's selling $32 out of 35 range. Then we have this trade 400 and 410. This is a positive call spread in a calendar. Like most of them are calendars. This is 29. The puts are being added. This is put being sold. Now here it's only 125 million. So I think puts are being sold, calls are being accumulated, but it's kind of gap around 420, 430 area, Microsoft. I don't see it going uh, beyond than that at this moment. Maybe after the earnings we'll have much more clarity, but the downside is capsized to 375, 380, and the upside is open to 425, 430. Right now, Microsoft is showing some serious money, but most of them are calendar spreads. Calendar spreads are usually shown when you are a little into the game of eating premiums. So here also there's a calendar spread. Not It's not a calendar spread. The calls are bought, the puts are sold. This is a positive trade for 5 million, 800 lots each. This is a positive trade, but this is like a super positive trade. Here the spread shows 520 calls are being added and 500 puts are being sold. So this person is selling 800 lots of puts at 500 strike. So if we go towards 500, this will lose and this will gain. So this is a positive trade. So all in all, like I expect 425, 430 on the upside for Microsoft and 375, 380 on the downside. Right now, it's look all positive, uh, more towards the call, but they are calendar spreads. That's why I'm a little concerned that it may move into 425, 430, but maybe in a week or so. All right, so that's about Microsoft. Anybody has any other opinion, please share. So it's about Microsoft. Then let's look at AMD. AMD. AMD could be see last time when the AMD CEO came on TV after the earnings, she pumped that yes, we are anticipating billions and billions of revenue, and since then the stock was like 117 on that day, and now it's like 180. Stock has jumped a lot from the last earning. The stock has seen some remarkable move towards uh 90 to all the way 180, 100% return in 1 quarter, which is enormous as you can think of. But if you look at AMD from a chart side, I'll go back to my normal chart. This looks very clumsy. To- Yes. So you see, this is AMD, and I'm going to add volume profile here uh, just to, you see, we went up from 133 to 185. Look at the volume profile here. It's pretty tiny. Look at the solid volume profile. Here, the number of transactions enormous. Here, we are very limited. We cannot sustain this. Maybe there's like a good uh, positive earnings from advanced micro devices AMD, but how much more it has, I have serious doubts because we are well away from EMA, which is around 168. The DMI is really, really high. The volume profile is bleak. It's not like very solid. And if you see, we are trying to hold, I'm just going to remove the volume profile just to have more space on my chart. Now, if we see, we are, this is like supply and demand, which is there in my system. So this is 78.6 Fibonacci. We are struggling here. We have a hammer. If we lose here, we might go down really bad to 168 and 151. Intel had that bad number. Intel was also a very good like mover into the earnings. There was another company, TSM, that also had bad numbers. AMD possibly is. The expectations are really high. So let's read the expectations from AMD. This is from Bank of America that AMD is facing near term, might face a stock correction because of the tougher near term setup, but a longer term. Because even for those chips, AMD have to sell them and they have to uh, gain from Intel. Intel gain would have been like TXN, not TSN, XN, Kyle. The guidance is what which is going to be important. But as of now, AMD is showing signs of little tiredness. We have seen the DMI is up, but the green line is starting to cool off a little. It's not like it has gone down very considerably. It needs to hold this 175-ish area. If before the earnings are just right into the close, if we lose 175, that will be a confirmation that yes, it may go down. AMD. So let's look at AMD's. Uh, I'm not going to look at it. So now we have 280. So there's AMD uh, call and puts. So let's look at which are in. I'm going to remove white for now and let's see the purple and yellows. So 177. This is a strike of AMD and it has seen some reasonable volume which has happened. So let's look at what's here. It has a volume of 13,000 today. You can see 13,000. And this is for next week. The price of this call is trading around $10. And even in the close, it closed at like 176, 177. The price of this call most likely went up into the end, $10.80. The open interest was 2459. So it is not possible for the persons to have 13,000 volume and close them. It means that most of the positions, if there were 2,400 positions open on this strike, they can be closed. But this number is 13,000 today. And these are kind of closed. We'll see what happens to the open interest in the morning. But this shows that yes, the exits are there or the shorts were made on 177. That's one trade. Let's look at the 200 calls. 200 calls, the dollar amount is not so significant. So I'm going to ignore it. 177, the dollar amount was significant. 177 put. There's only 177 put, which is a block. So I'm not interested. There are two dark pools at 1156 and 1158. I'll check them. 1156, 1158. 1158, there's a dark pool of 160 put, 7,000 lots are sold. 2.2 million trade. This is the trade. This is a bullish trade. But this person has like bought stocks and sold them, sold the put options. So it's fine to them. But if you see 597 and 150, about 750 something. And this is about 7,000 lots. So it's good. So, tuck, 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 tuck. There's 170 put, only one. No. Let's look at only multi-leg. So there are only few multi-leg trades which are there. 170 put for March is bought. And again, calendar spread is for premium eating. I don't trust. Uh, yeah, not much on the. Let's look at normal ones on AMD. And let's only look at sweeps and above 500,000. So there is a trade of 1,180 call is sold. 177 calls were sold, which we did discuss. You can see 177, 500, 700, 700, and 700. 155 calls are sold. 210 calls are bought. This is positive trade. These are negative. Again, the open interest, I'm going to be very keeping my eye open for 177. So AMD showing that there's a possibility of a miss on AMD. 177 shows some level of miss. Then we have Google. Google, I was thinking of an ascending wedge. Like if you see, like that's again, maybe I'm wrong, but if you see, we have gone like this. If we break down at 147, because you see this strength is not there in Google. Like all the other tickers, the black line was above the green line. In Google, the black line is not there. So the strength in this move is not there. That's my concern with Google. So I'm a little skeptical with long on Google. I don't know whether I'm right or wrong, but it's coming towards 161. It's hit its all-time highs. Now, if I go back and look at Google's flow, there is a put of wow 1.09 million for next week, and these are far away, like June puts. I'm gonna remove this. Let's look at only multi-leg first. 160 and 130 put 500 lots, 1,000. So this is also a negative trade. There was a 1 million put plus DMI. I trust DMI very much. DMI is telling me it's going up without the strength. So I'm inclined to go short on Google. Microsoft, I still have positive. AMD, I think 177. If we lose, we'll have the downside. Again, guys, I'm sharing what I'm uh, seeing in front of you. I may be wrong. I do not question that. 95 calls, they are being sold for 1.1 million. Again, this is like a calendar spread, so I don't know. 165 calls is sold. 155 put and 155 call. This is a good trade as well for the March. Somebody is buying puts for 4.4 million and selling calls for 3.3 million. This is a $6,000, 6,000 quantity trade. So this gives you an idea that yes, possibility of downside is more on Google. There is 1225 dark block. So let me see if we have anything on that side. Again, guys, you have time. If you want to speak, you want to talk, you can tell me. I can share the Zoom link. Now see, against the 4 million trade, 13,000 may not be big enough for me. 155 calls are right there. So these calls are in white, so I'm not going to look into them because then it becomes this is 155 calls. which are there. The dollar amount is still better. The IV is still held, but that 4 million will take it over very easily. So tomorrow we need to see whether these calls are added into the open interest or closed. So 6,711 is there on Google and about 12,000 volume is there. So they are added mostly. We'll see into the open interest tomorrow morning. But this 1 million open here and then 152 put again for 460,000. They are interesting because there's no open interest for them. There's only 620. So this is one open interest. I'm not talking about SMCI. It's like very short on time. Google, I'm short. Google, I'm short. So this is Google. Then we have Starbucks. Starbucks from the base, it has reclaimed 12 EMA, and there was a substantial flow in Starbucks. I think for the last 1 week or so. I've seen some really good call buying happening somewhere in Starbucks. There's only a few, but let's go historical. Let's go back to 22nd to 29 and apply. And let's look at these, yep, 99 calls. And so you see, there is a good 99 call open interest. So this was on 1 to 24. So let's see if they were added or not. So there was a 19,000 trade. And you see, now this is really important and this will really help you. There was a 19,000 volume which happened on 122. Out of that, 15,000 was added into the open interest. Okay, 15,000. And till now, we are into 15,000. We have not yet lost that 15,000. So Starbucks, best long for tomorrow. If somebody is holding 15,000 lots and they were added on that day. You can go in the chart, you can see the price on this was 0.95, and since then we are just holding. Again, this is an open interest. Now here we just need to go back and check whether they were added or they were sold. So if I click on 99 only, on 22nd, I'm only looking on 22nd of this month. Implied move, you can check on implied move by going into analyze. It's $5.35. And if you want to check for all the other tickers, Microsoft is $16. So 425.30 was my range. AMD, maybe bigger one, $15. So you just need to keep in mind that you're going to make money if the $15 is gone or stayed. So Google is like $8. So 152 puts make sense. Now, coming back to Starbucks. Now, Starbucks, I'm looking at this chart. Okay. Now, when the open interest was added, the price came down. Now, if this was on the short side, then it means that the 99 will be an extremely good barrier for Starbucks. If this was on the long side, then it means 99 will be crossed for Starbucks. So as of now, Starbucks looks good to me. Uh, Chart wise, it is setting up nice from the bottom up. It has, like, in the last 1 to 5 years, this is the zone where it has bounced. If we start to lose it, then it will be in trouble. Okay. Now, DMA wise, everything is weak. If everything is weak, possibility of a small up move is there. That's about Starbucks. Uh, so we did this. Electronic arts, the gaming, it's making, it's on the daily chart. It is holding here, but it's not giving us clarity. So it's like bearish engulfing. These are the two red candles, and between this, the two green bands are hanging. The moment we lose 138, possibility of the downside is really high on ES, but the DMI is weak. So let's look at the EA flow. Historically, 145, 140, 150. This is the last week of flow, which was there to today. And I'm considering everything. Let me add multi-leg as well. So 138, 139 puts are sold, not a break number. So it's like it does move a lot, $5-10 EA sports, but as of now it's like capped towards 150 and 135-ish. So it's a trade which I will not take personally, but if you want to take, you can take. Then we have BA. BA will have more clarity for tomorrow. Uh, there's a 205 put, which are, again, it's in the same range, didn't move much. 190 puts are being sold. Like there's a butterfly on the 190 put. And here also there's a put 255, 250. Not a clear flow. Let's look at the chart on BA. He's trying to bounce off this area. Right now it's extremely, like, you see, weak. The DMI is negatively strong. It needs to show some seriously good numbers to prove that yes, we are done with the issues and we can bounce back. Otherwise, it's gonna fail and stay in the same zone where it started all this. So 201, if it clears 2.6 tomorrow, I think 213, 224 is possible. If it doesn't, because right now, the most important thing is it's holding this bullish gap. Now, if it is holding this bullish gap, possibility is it may bounce back again. Hope I'm only doing earnings trade today, not all the tickers. I have flows for everything. And then we have MasterCard. MasterCard is running at all-time highs, and usually Visa, MasterCard, they go hand in hand. Visa went up, but again, they don't move much uh, after the earnings. Like the moves in them is really, really small. So it's up to you if you want to trade MasterCard. Let's look at the flow on the MasterCard. Not much, not significant. So that's it. There was one trade LMT which I shared with you all. I was looking at this LMT calls in the afternoon when I saw. So somebody was selling these LMT calls and trying to exit. Like the open is only 263, and these were sold heavily. The price is down, and then they were sold heavily. So this is not a small number. These are like big numbers. And the stock was falling at that time. Maybe some news is coming, maybe some earnings. Keep an eye on LMT. Same thing goes for RTX. There were some, again, puts which were significantly being bought for 87 strike for 216. So it's totally up to you. You want to track RTX and LMT, but that was the rationale, and I'm holding my puts on LMT. They are like what 80% loss, 50% loss, but I'm holding them. So guys, this was it from me for today. I didn't want to like jump onto all the tickers tonight. Uh, it's a engulf showing positive strength if it holds. Like it also did a back test of 264. So Visa looks good if it holds 271. Ashish, then puts were not call. I mean to say, calls should not be sold. They should be bought. But these calls were sold. Yep, one should not be trading based on the option flow. I'm just giving an idea. Tomorrow, let's see how the charts are setting up. If you are not sure, don't trade. If you're sure, take a trade according to your own due diligence. Because if you're going to make money, it will be into your account. If you're going to lose money, it will be from your account. So you and yourself are responsible for your trades. Make sure you understand what you're doing. I'm just giving you an idea for the flows that how they are setting up. So keep an eye on. No problems. All right, guys, I'm not going to do interaction tonight because I have to get up early in the morning to my work. So thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow night. Bye bye and take care.